It's time for another segment of Mr. and Mrs. Medicare, saving seniors from a high cost of healthcare, debunking Medicare, making Medicare easy to understand for all seniors. All guests of any of the Medicare segments receive the free ebook written by your MedicareLady.com. Here are your hosts, Paul and Sarah Finkelstein.
Hi there, and before we continue too, I just want to let you know if you want to get that free book all about Medicare, it's a free ebook. You can email me at wow@omgtalk.com. That's wow@omgtalk.com and put in the subject line free ebook. Give it to me now, Paul. And thanks so much. So that's for you from your Medicare lady. That's my better half. She's been doing helping seniors all about Medicare, boomers, etc. For the past 15 plus years. I joined her on that as well. So between the two of us, we could help you with Humana, Aetna, United Healthcare, some supplements. We educate you on all kinds of things, everything you wanted to know about Medicare. But I will come back in just a second. I want to give Tony the last word, and then I want to introduce our speaker coming up. So take it away, Tony.
You have been listening to the OMG podcast with Paul Finkelstein. We can help you build wealth without hogging your time. Schedule a one-on-one with us. Thanks for listening. Join us again for another OMG podcast segment.
Thanks so much, Tony. Tony is a voiceover king. He is amazing. He is not AI. If you're looking for some AI talent, Tony from trcvoiceovers.com. That's trcvoiceovers.com. Thank you so much, Tony, for helping us out as well. I also want to introduce our next speaker hot spotlight, Paul Finkelstein. Have you heard him? It might look like the gentleman you're seeing in the very corner of your screen. It's a very popular name. There's about 50 Paul Finkelstein, same exact spelling as well. And when you spell it or say it backwards, it's Nietzleknif Luap. You ever say your name backwards? Nietzleknif Luap, or your name as well. So there are over 50 Paul Finkelsteins on LinkedIn. Who knows on Facebook and all the rest? They're all different occupations. But this Paul Finkelstein doesn't like to stay in the lines because he likes to think bigger than that. How about yourself? Are you a think big kind of person? So happy New Year, by the way, as well. But let me finish this. I'll get into the happy New Year part as well. This is just the introduction. Unless you're okay with the status quo and mediocrity and never getting a raise from your job ever, or you don't want any more revenue for your business, you will definitely be not interested in this particular spotlight speech or entrepreneurship. But, and you will find this very boring, by the way, but I do invite you to have a big open mind to some new concepts in the next 5 to 30 minutes. So thanks for joining me here. I'm Paul Finkelstein. Dream big, Paul Finkelstein. So happy New Year, everybody. This is the Dream Bigger speech as well. Thanks for joining me as well. But why dream big? I mean, maybe perhaps you want to go where the sun spends the winters on the beaches of the world. Happy New Year, everybody. It's time to actually start dreaming big, going where the sun spends the winters on the beaches of the world. Or maybe you want to travel to all the ancient ruins and have a tour guide and learn history firsthand instead of in a classroom. This is a picture of my wife when we visited that ruins in Athens and in ancient Greece. So wanted to know if we're more alike than we are different. Let's find out from the gang here today, whatever part of the social media platform that you're playing on. Hi there as well. I see a couple of comments there. So thank you so much for saying hi. Shout out to the guy with the black cat or gal with the black cat, as well as hello. Also, Nick, thanks so much for chiming in as well. That might be Nick, the guy that says reclaim your premiums from Texas. So thank you for chiming in as well. But let's see if we're more alike we are different. Are you the kind of person when you were in high school where you actually mowed the lawn, or that was your chore, but you couldn't wait the first 2 weeks to do something like that because it was a new toy? But a lawnmower is definitely not a toy. But maybe that was the cusp of maybe an entrance to what the discipline might look like to being an entrepreneur, gathering all the lawn bags, the blowers, the leaf blowers, the rakes. Maybe you had employees and you had maybe several customers down your street, all of your neighbors. So if you mowed the lawn, maybe we are more alike than you are different. And of course, it was a seasonal business because 6 months out of the year in the Northeast, I actually had to use a snowblower. So that kept me busy as well. I didn't have to use the shovel, but the snowblower actually helped me get done a lot quicker. And because it got done a lot quicker, I could do the neighbor across the way. I could do 2 houses down, next door, down the street as well. So thanks for chiming in. Happy New Year, everybody. And this is the Dream Bigger speech as well. You could join me in the studio at omgbizcafe.com, and maybe I'll let you in if your camera and microphone works as well and be like a participant in my Dream Bigger speech. Just trying to find out if we're more alike we are different. So lawn mowing, I said, snow blowing in the Northeast, or maybe you worked in a kitchen and you prep food, or you worked the dishwasher, or you were a server in a restaurant. Did you use those big heavy trays and put as many plates on as possible and cart them all the way back in the days where there wasn't many busboys at our restaurant that I worked in? Literally, we took the orders, we did the busing, we did everything, and of course, we earned those tips. So if you're one of those kinds of people, you mowed lawns, or you used a snowblower in the Northeast, or you worked in a kitchen, then we're more alike than we are different. That was a taste of the discipline of the first jobs that I ever had. I have a question here. Millions of people want their own business. Do millions of people even want their own business? I know I read somewhere that millions of people do want their own business, but there's a lot of things that are holding people back. Maybe it's holding you back from having your own business. But why dream big anyway? And I'm kind of hinting at when I keep saying why dream big, and I put a picture of a dream across the screen, and one is, my favorite one is to go where the sun spends the winters on the beaches of the world. Or perhaps maybe you want to visit ancient Greece and climb to the top of the Parthenon. There's a picture of my wife and I as well. But I call it, there's 6 different curse words. They're not real curse words, so hang on, everything's all clean here. The 6 curse words that amateur entrepreneurs might be held back from success. And one of them is procrastination. Unless you have something called a round to it, you might not get it done. So procrastination is one of the 6 curse words for amateur entrepreneurs. The word work, a 4-letter word, curse word, might be holding you back. The curse word for amateur entrepreneurs. Effort, another synonym for work, of course, and that discipline. So those are 3 curse words so far. I'll just rattle off the other 3, which is comfortable. You're just comfortable where you're at. There's no motivation. You don't have a primary motivating factor, and you're comfortable right where you are. Now, if you're tired, but you don't have another word that starts with S as in sick, if you don't have that S word and you're just tired, then perhaps maybe you're going to be held back by these 6 amateur curse words as well, from dreaming big and having a business of your own. Then there's the word mediocrity. I mean, I think of mediocrity as a rut, and a rut is nothing but a grave with the ends knocked off. So if the ends are knocked off, it's a big rut, and your mediocrity sets in. But let's talk about this story that my mom threw me a party, and happy New Year, happy 2026. This is going to be an amazing year for all of us. Think, dream big as well as think big. But my mom threw me this birthday party when I was 13 years old, and there was a DJ there and a dance floor, and half of the audience were on one side of the dance floor, and the other side was completely empty. When the DJ yelled through his microphone, he said, Red Rover, send Johnny over. And every single kid ran to the other side of the dance floor as fast as they can. The last one was out. You're out of here. You ever play baseball and that umpire says, out, you're out of here. That's what the DJ felt like then. And at my 13th birthday party, I was the first one out. I slid right into my mom's lap on the other side of the dance floor, threw the party for me. It was a lot of guests. It was a lot of fun as well. It was a very meaningful 13-year-old birthday party as well. But I think of that Johnny in that game, Red Rover send Johnny over. I think Johnny as the employee or self-employed on the left side of the cash flow quadrant based on the book of Robert Kiyosaki, Cash Flow Quadrant. And when Johnny goes running over to the other side of the quadrant, and Johnny really wants to be a business owner that has a system where he can go away on vacation, come back and make more money. Many people, they leave their job, go on vacation, they're not making money until they get back. That person's really a self-employed person, but not a business with a system. The McDonald's system is running like practically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all year long, all over the world. And in investments, if it's set up correctly, also your money makes money. So it's much better, I think, to be on the B side of the cash flow quadrant. If you're on the A side, the employee or the self-employed side, it comes with its challenges, but it's not for everybody, but it is for some. So if it's for you and you're comfortable, you're not sick and tired, not just tired, it could be for you. But if you're thinking about being a business owner and an investor versus employee and self-employed, and you like to mow lawns, and perhaps maybe you worked in a kitchen and you had a taste of entrepreneurship at an early age, and put something in the can I shout out me, please? Can I shout out you, please? Sure, why not? Here's a shout out to you as well. Happy New Year 2026. So thank you so much as well. So why dream big? Maybe perhaps again is another reminder you want to go where the sun spends the winters on the beaches of the world. You want to do more traveling like my wife and I did as well. But are you the kind of person that thinks that their job is so sexy? My job is so sexy. I love my job. My job is so sexy. Like my job, said no one ever, right? A job. Ever heard of the acronym? Job is just over broke. Statistically speaking, 95% of us are broke at 65, which means what? We couldn't do a lot of preparation because why? Because somebody didn't come along and help you. Also, another reason why is because many of us live paycheck to paycheck. So statistically, I know that 95% of us are broke, living paycheck to paycheck. So how can we do better? And we have systems to help you do that. So if you want to know more about a system to help you get ahead, maybe find a vehicle. I have a particular vehicle I have in mind, but I'm not going to talk about it on this call. This is all about dreaming big and seeing who's out there motivated, inspired to have the greatest 2026 year ever. If you resonate with you were a lawn kid when you were in high school, or you worked in a kitchen, you worked a dishwasher. I don't care what your resume is. You worked a snowblower. You just shoveled with the shovel in the Northeast. Those are things I did. So I don't need or want a big raise at my job. I don't need any revenue for my business. I'm perfectly content. And you don't want a raise? Are you sure? I make good money. How many people here has ever heard someone say, I make good money? If I hear one more person say good money, I'm like, what is good money? I know the statistics. I know the paycheck to paycheck. I know most businesses fail. You do know that, right? So why dream big? To go where the sun spends the winter on the beaches of the world and a whole bunch of other things. What's your dream? Put your dream in the comments. Email it to me at wow@omgtalk.com. That's wow@omgtalk.com. And put in the subject line, my dream is, and put it there. Or you could text me, my dream is, text it to me at 561-302-0051. That's 561-302-0051. Text me what your dream is. But did you know you're surrounded by millions of people who settled for something less? Are you one of those people that settled for something less? Did you know that 95% of our peers, by the time we get to 65 years old, are 3 Ds: dead, disabled, or broke? This isn't a sad call, it's a happy call. But 4% are financially okay, and 1 is very rich. And I think that they don't know what their fun number is. What's a fun number? A fun number is to do what you want, when you want, how you want, where you want, why you want, without a boss telling you so. So you can do whatever you want. Of course, you probably know your FIN number, which is your financial independence number. I'd get with your financial planner if I were you, or let's chat after. But why dream big? Again, to go where the sun spends the winters on the beaches of the world. What is your definition of success? And I want to tell you my definition of success. And by the way, Happy New Year again, 2026. This is going to be your best year ever. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. And success is the progressive realization of a worthwhile dream come true. Success is the progressive realization of a worthwhile dream come true. Success is the progressive realization of a worthwhile dream come true, but success looks different in the eyes of a 20-year-old, in the eyes of a 30-year-old, in the eyes of a 40-year-old, in the eyes of a 50-year-old, in the eyes of a 60-year-old, in the eyes of a 100-year-old. Success looks different to all of us. Right now, I'd like you to take a piece of paper. This is a little personal exercise. You don't have to show anybody. It's just between you and you. If you want to share it with me, I dare you just draw a circle, and inside your circle, put a $sign in it. That's the S with the 2 lines through it, and take a picture of your circle. I want to see how big you drew your circle. Did you draw a little circle? Did you do a big circle? Did you do a really big circle? Now take a picture of it and text it to me. I dare you at 561-302-0051. That's 561-302-0051. Text me your circle. I want to see how big it is. All right. And now that circle is your income circle, and it's a circle, which means it can't get any bigger. So if you have no cost of living adjustments, no revenue increases, your income is your income for the rest of your life. How do you feel about that? So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to draw a circle around your income circle. Now that circle is going to be called your dream circle. How many people here, by a show of hands, I can't see them, but maybe you raise them anyway. By your show of hands, you put in the comment, have you ever had a dream circle? Do you have dreams? Or you just look forward to paying your bills every month? Have you heard of the Robert Kiyosaki book, Cash Flow Quadrant? Because we're going to talk about that and tie it back in with that game that I played when I was 13 years old with my mom. She invited a bunch of my friends over from school, and we played Red Rover. Red Rover sent Johnny over, and that cash flow quadrant, on the left side of the quadrant is employee and self-employed. The right side is business owner and investor. And I dare Johnny to go from the employee or self-employed, because chances are you're Johnny and you're an employee or self-employed person. Unless you have tons of employees in a system, you're Johnny. And I dare you to go over to the right side. Would you rather be a business owner where you can walk away from the business makes money without you being in the business? If you like to have a business where you can make money from your business and not be in the business, raise your hand there, comment, email me, curious. wow@omgtalk.com is my email. So it's challenging to get to the other side, though. You might be sweating. You might be breathing hard, like training for a marathon, kind of like birthing, perhaps. Maybe stressful in between. So if you have the right mentor and the right system, but the trick, though, I think, is to have a primary motivating factor. That is, would you like to go where the sun spends the winter on the beaches of the world? Would you like to go traveling to places like the Parthenon in Athens, Greece? But who helps? Let's just take a break for a second. Who helps an old lady cross the road? A nice person, a mentor, a coach, a gentleman, a mensch, a distinguished Toastmaster, a kind person. Again, who helps an employee or self-employed person wake up and be a business owner and investor? Who would do that? Similar kind of people. If you, like myself, feel like you could be a good coach, a mentor, a kind person, an entrepreneur, fancy word there, a business owner who was once an employee that could talk by example, that's really great in leadership. Why does it feel so good to help someone? And if you feel so good to help someone, maybe we're more alike than we are different. Why does it feel so good to mentor someone? Maybe we're more alike than we are different. Why does it feel so good to educate someone about entrepreneurship? Maybe we're more alike than we are different. Who will teach you if I don't? And what will happen if you don't listen to me today? Why don't more people dream big? I'll tell you why. TikTok, TV, Netflix binge watching, other time zappers. We all have 168 hours in a week, 45 years, and then poof, we're old people. Nothing wrong with old people because Kentucky Fried Chicken was founded by a guy that was an old people. At 65 years old, Colonel Sanders started Kentucky Fried Chicken. How about them apples? Are you tired yet? Well, if you're tired, we got solutions for you. We have programs for you. If you want to get untired and unstuck and dream bigger, why dream big? To go where the sun spends the winters on the beaches of the world. Does sick precede tired for you? Sick and tired of a boss, sick and tired of getting a raise, sick and tired of not getting a raise, sick and tired of being broke, sick and tired of your income circle falling short of your dream circle. Is that you? So why don't more people dream big? Let's talk about the 5 or 6 reasons why more people don't dream big and settle for something less. They settle for a job. They settle for being an employee. They settle for being self-employed. They think that's the ticket for freedom. But if you're self-employed, you only have 160 hours a week, and maybe you're self-employed and you're a one-man shop, but you do have some employees that go out in the field and you pay them. How much are you ahead by having that employee? You have to pay them, right? So why more people don't dream big or have their own business or be an entrepreneur? Maybe it's fear. And we're going to talk about that definition of fear in just a little bit. Lack of capital, perhaps. If you'd like to solve the capital problem, I have a solution for you. If you're lacking the money to start a business, I have a solution for you. If you're lacking the knowledge, I have a solution for you. If you're lacking the education to start your own business, I have a solution for you. If you're lacking the confidence, I definitely have a solution for you, because Toastmasters International can get you more confident to start your own business and be your own entrepreneur. Have you ever heard the acronym for fear? False evidence appearing real. It's definitely false evidence appearing real, because when you go to Toastmasters, you will get some more confidence and get that false evidence appearing real out of your system. And then you'll start to say, forget everything and run. Now, here's 4 books. If you want to really dive into not just listening to Paul, I would really recommend Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. You can get it on Amazon and wherever you want to get it. How to Be Rich by J. Paul Getty. It's an old book also, but I highly recommend it. I love it. There's 10 things that it recommends that you do as an entrepreneur to be successful. And A Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. David Schwartz. Amazing book. Self-confidence as well. Think and Go Rich by Dr. Napoleon Hill. Amazing. So if you can combine Ralph Smedley, Napoleon Hill, and Dale Carnegie, those are the great mindsets to help you think big, dream big, and perhaps stop hanging around and being surrounded by other employees and self-employed people, and develop yourself into a business owner. If you'd like some solutions in that department, let's keep in touch. Put something in the comments and email me at wow@omgtalk.com or text me why dream big at 561-302-0051. When you're ready to get your dream circle, you will dream big. Your income circle is falling short of your dream circle, and you want more out of life. You'll dream big, especially in 2026. I'm Paul. Thanks for joining me, and I'm going to give your Medicare lady the last word, our sponsor for today. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you have a fantastic year. The first day is already done. How do you feel about that? You have 364 days to go.
It's time for another segment of Mr. and Mrs. Medicare, saving seniors from a high cost of healthcare, debunking Medicare, making Medicare easy to understand for all seniors. All guests of any of the Medicare segments receive a free ebook written by your MedicareLady.com. Here are your hosts, Paul and Sarah Finkelstein.
Thanks so much, Tony, and thank you, your Medicare lady, my better half, Sarah Finkelstein. If you need some more help about Medicare, you can always request a free Medicare book at wow@omgtalk.com. And I'll give Tony the last word. There's another video I want to play. And then Happy New Year, everybody. See you tomorrow.
You have been listening to the OMG podcast with Paul Finkelstein. We can help you build wealth without hogging your time. Schedule a one-on-one with us. Thanks for listening. Join us again for another OMG podcast segment.